What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. Good to see everybody. Thanks for jumping in. As you know, this is our version of Sunday bloopers. We're going to talk about altcoins, though, for sure today, because we are seeing some crazy things with altcoins. We're going to talk about some of the SEC stuff, too, that's going on, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that's going on today. Let's first say hello to the team. We did just lose Dave Digital, but what's going on, Redman? Good to see you, brother.
Good afternoon, Billy. Good afternoon, everybody in the audience. Good to see everybody. Big shout out to Darren Does Things. Rocco's in here. You know, people already in here. Knoxville. We got Mike Bulmer. Hola to all you guys. Thank you for making it to our show.
We got Tex-Mex Biomex. What's going on, Tex-Mex?
What's going on? Crypto Billy, Jimmy Jim, Redman. And I know Dave Digital will probably be right back with us. Crypto Pollo's getting his exercise in with his wings. He's flying across the pond back home, so he won't be with us tonight. But, you know, that's the only reason why. Welcome, everyone.
We got Jimmy Jam. What's going on, Jimmy?
What's going on, guys? Just another Sunday.
And Dave Digital just joined us as well.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I see you had a wardrobe change.
Oh, you know, I can't wear my banana hammock on stream like that. That's just for us, guys.
Okay, doggone it. So, guys, let's take a look at these crypto bubbles before we get into it too much here. So right now we are on the hourly chart, and you look at that peanut running, man. Cast down 2.6%, Ray down 6.4. Those have been some good ones to be trading. Peanut still rocking and rolling on the day chart. OM killing it. Algo, Popcat, still good. Bonk. I will, hopefully we can talk a little bit. I did get me a piece of bonk. Got in, got out.
Me too.
That was nice. And on the weekly is just great. Look at Peanut up 1,704%. Bonk up almost 1,000. Goat just keeps running and running and running for some reason. And of course on the month, you guys know it's looking pretty good on the monthly, which is great, right? We are in the bull run. So yes, it is great.
So is this time to sell now that everything's green?
Hey man, it's always time to take profits, man. It's always time to take profits. So with the exception to for my own strategy, Bitcoin, I just want to keep holding my Bitcoin, but yeah, I take profits when you're green, man. We were just talking about that behind the scenes here. It's always good. Like Pollo was talking about, he had to leave, but he was talking about how he got some peanut and he got out, he made profit, but it kept running. And guys, it's always better to take your profit and have it keep running than take your profit or not take your profit and have it go down and then you're out of profit. So always take profits. Like they always say, nobody went broke taking profits, right? So good to see Alexandra G in here. Rocco, come on up if you want to. Rocco, we shared out the link. Darren, you're always welcome to come on up, do some charts as well.
Alexandra G is welcome too.
Yep, she's always welcome. Everyone is welcome in here to come on up. Rusty, any of you guys. You guys are family.
Hex is up 58%. Wow. What's going on? There must be something crazy going on in crypto.
Yeah.
So with all this being looked at and Bitcoin on its way down $1,800 today, going on 1,900, does that mean alt season?
So, some of the signals and signs for alt season. Number one, when the Coinbase app was at number 400 and it's now number 10, that's a great sign that adoption has happened. New users are coming in, downloading the Coinbase app. So that's always a sign and signal. For me, another sign and signal, we're in all these streams, right? We're modding for a lot of people. When you know that typically they get 400 or 500 people in there, or 100 or 200 people in there, and suddenly now they're getting from 4 or 5 to 1.2, 1.5 thousand. Or if they got 200 and they're getting 400 or 500, that's another great signal. Retail's coming in, and we're fixing to be. I think we've already started the beginnings of some type of altcoin season, just because when you see that kind of volume occurring, what else is it? It's retail coming in. So is retail back? Well, I don't think personally, my own opinion, that it's fully back, but by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think that we've started the process. So with altcoin season, I think we've started the process. Are we there yet? No, but I think we've started the process. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we got a ways to go. Process. I think we're in meme season at minimum.
Yeah, we've been in meme season for a long time. It's like it's been a meme year, right? This year's been a meme year. So
we had Pepe have a day, and Doge had a day a couple days this week that were really huge. XRP, I mean, it's got to be a meme by now, right? It had some huge days.
XRP a meme, that's great.
I mean, LTC's going for meme status. Why can't XRP do it too?
It was my favorite stable coin for about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I thought it was never going to move.
Dutchie, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Mike Vollmer, you were like the first one in. Thank you for stopping in. Rusty, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys checking us out. So let's take a look at, if I can jump over there real quick, share my screen. Share screen. Oh, that button didn't take.
Myro's up 0.5% already while everything's down. So I see you in the chat. RustyBot has Myro. I mean, it's up. I took a 4x leverage long on Myro the other day, hoping for a little cheeky bull run long, but we'll just see what happens. I took about 7 of those on different assets just to see if we can catch that 10-hour money flow crossover with the weekly green dot, see if that'll play out.
Yeah, you were trading behind the scenes here with us. How'd that go?
Yeah, that one stopped out, but we're at the next 786. So I don't know if I want to take it or not, or if the momentum's. I mean, money flow is just headed straight out. So I just don't think I will. I may short and go down to the value area low, but right now it's just I'm not going to get in. I think we'll just do the stream. Then wherever it's at, whenever we're done, then I'll look at it again.
Yeah.
But it did have a reaction at 786, so we'll see. But the money flow is ugly.
Like for the new traders, you don't want to overtrade. So you want to, if you're not 100% for it, don't go for it. If there's something telling you there might be something off, listen to that, because it's real easy to start making money and give it all back. So
it is. It is.
That's been my thing is I just overtrade, and you start getting confident, you overtrade, and then before you know it, your account gets free, and you got to start all over again. Right? So,
I mean, we have a few that are on my watch list that are up against Bitcoin's red. I mean, Cass is up 1%, Popcat's up 1%, or up 7%, Sol's up 8%, and that's all against Bitcoin's red.
Yeah. And Fear and Greed, 82, dominance 58.99. So we saw dominance, Bitcoin dominance crack 60. So you can see that's another indicator of
in a bull market that Fear and Greed can stay 82 for weeks though. In a bull market.
Yeah.
So it's a good indicator, but right now I don't know if it's 100%.
Well, nothing's 100%, right? But it's just one of the things you can use for Confluence. But the market cap's down to 2.99. It was over 3. So it's interesting times, but my thesis is still intact, right? Which is the 4-year cycle's intact. And really we have to September or October typically using the charts. Ethereum down just a little bit. Jimmy Jim, $3,000 Ethereum doesn't look too bad though, does it, buddy?
No, it looks better than 2,500. I can tell you that.
I see you, Alex O Crypto.
Yeah,
He's
thank you,
just
Alex
wish it
O
would,
Crypto. Billy
give it a-
shaved a big old beard just for this stream, just for you, and I put my face cream on, got all that ready.
Well, Billy put
Hair
some
and
face
makeup.
cream on too, I think.
I got no face cream, man. This is so small and stubby. I can barely do
All
anything. with
natural.
it.
Man, it seems like I've heard that before.
Small,
no
stubby.
BS. I knew something was different about Billy. I couldn't put my finger on it right when we started the meeting. I was like, oh yeah, he shaved his beard.
Yeah. Every once in a while that happens.
We got young boy Billy.
Young boy Billy. Look at Solana, $233, man. Goodness
Wow.
gracious. That thing is just where's it going to, guys? Are we going to see $400 Solana?
1,500.
$1,500
Yeah, I mean-
Solana, huh?
I think
I think
1,500.
I think
yeah,
400.
400 is definitely gonna happen for sure. And you know
And we
me,
got-
I'm not a big Solana fan.
We got two folks in our X chat, live chat. So Randy, what's going on, Randy and Renee? Good.
Randy
afternoon.
Hipper?
No, not Randy.
Probably Randy
with a-
Daddy.
Oh,
Randy.
Daddy
Yeah,
Randy.
because we haven't seen Randy Hipper yet
No, we
in our
haven't seen
Sunday
him.
Billy Goat streams, and we haven't seen Frankie yet come over to the Sunday Billy Goat
Might
talk.
mess
So
up-
I'm hoping to see them soon.
I might mess up the name. Randy Abite, ABIGH. Or
Oh, yeah.
ABIGT.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
There you go. All right.
Mhm. Yeah. Sorry, I'm
So what else is happening?
throwing stuff in the chat here. No, Solana makes me. It's crazy, right? I got in at $12.05 and I sold it at 58, and I was so happy. And it just keeps going. Now, if I had that $12.05 Solana, I'd feel like Pollo, right? You got a piece of it, you got a good piece of it. I took my profits, I moved on to other things, but goodness gracious, this thing just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
The
I think it's not going to stop. I think any pullbacks below, like what Patricio was telling us, I think if we can get anywhere close to $120 again, I think take it and run.
Yeah, the 24-hour volume on Solana memes is 7.25 billion. So Solana's cooking right now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
the amount of memes on Solana is just, it's like 10,000 a day or something that's being created. And I got that from
Stupid.
who was talking about that just this weekend.
How much revenue does a Taco Bell make in a day? Like the whole Taco Bell? Is it that
You're gonna have
much?
to Google that, man. That's who knows.
$1 billion.
I mean, is
What's
it as
going
much
on?
as memes make? That seems pretty significant for memes to be doing that type of volume.
Probably not as much as the toilet paper companies on the back end of that.
Whoa, toilet paper on the back end. I see what you did there.
The doctors are making a killing right now.
What's going
Well-
on, Crypto Coin Mindset? Welcome on X.
Crypto coin mindset. Hola.
How many do we have over there on X? Anything good over there?
I'm trying to figure out how I look to see how many people are
We
on.
have 57 total.
So we
I
have
don't-
20 live on YouTube right now. So that's good.
Yeah.
Alex
keep-
can tell us how long it takes to get to 20 live on YouTube. And a lot of our 20 live, it has to do with him. So much appreciate Alex. Alex O'Creto.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Pop?
A 1, a 2, a 3, a 3.
I just bite it. I'll mess
Yeah.
around with it.
Man, that 786 looks like it's going to hold for now. I don't know. The VWAP is coming out aggressively. So they should meet.
Andrea,
I bet they
Andrea
meet
said-
right below the old one. What's that?
Andrea said, what's Pepe on? Andrea, Pepe's on ETH. And
It's on
Pepe
drugs.
Can be bought on Coinbase.
And you can buy it on Blowfin. You can buy Pepe on almost everything.
Yeah, Pepe. Don't step on my Pepe.
Yeah.
So one of the things we wanted to talk about is this whole idea of, are we in alt season, and what are some of the alts that we're in individually? So I can tell you, all of us are in alts, right? But are we in any type of memes or anything that are really running? The biggest over the last week, my biggest bags that pumped were ADA and XRP. So those have been some long holds, but I did add to the bag. I added more to my bag of ADA. I believe it's 59 cents. I think that's when I shared it out with our team at 59 cents. So my personal opinion is that we will see $3 ADA. That's just me, not financial advice, but my thesis is banking on at least $3 ADA. Of course, the Bitcoin OS, them choosing Cardano is huge news. Charles Hoskinson being a part of the crypto space with the Trump administration is huge for ADA and the whole crypto space, in my estimation. And so fast moving log stuff, I jumped on Bonk, I jumped on DGen, these are trades. I jumped on Hoot. So over the last week, I jumped on a few of these and jumped out, right? So trading wise, spot, no leverage, jumped in some of these and jumped out, did well. But bag wise, I want to see my man Dot gain some traction. That's a big bag that I have sitting there. So I'm hoping I've been DCAing in all the way down. Dot Chainlink would be, and Chainlink has moved, right? So it's up a little bit, but I think it has some big runway in front of it, as well as Ethereum. And what about you guys? What's been your biggest gainers this week?
So, Saturday was my DCA in the Caspa. Caspa. I looked at the charts. Caspa, the best day to DCA is on Saturdays, right? Because it hits that Friday, it dips down in price. You're gonna get more coins on Saturdays, for the most part. You know, that's not always the case, but sometimes it works out perfectly. And then I still DCA into Injective because I believe that, you know, the government's going to lay off the DeFi for a while. I like what Injective's doing. I've been buying it ever since $16. So right now it's about 25, 26. And I'm not looking to sell that anytime soon, probably in February, March, somewhere in there. And then I've been accumulating NEAR. I think AI narrative is going to be big. I like NEAR. NEAR's been great for me all year long. And then yesterday, I dived into the Sui memes because I'm trying to accumulate a Sui bag. And to be honest with you, the fees on Sui are very, very cheap. So that's a win in my book. It's almost cheap as the Solana. Buying Solana memes or doing, moving money on Solana is pretty cheap as well. So that's kind of my portfolio, the top half anyways, without getting too deep in. But I'll send it over to you, Tony.
Well, I don't have a whole bunch that I've been buying except for some NFTs. So I jump in every week. There's some, I do it, some of it just for the fun. There's on JPEG Store, on Cardano, there's like these weekly ones that come out, and usually they're like 5 ADA each or something. So sometimes I jump into those. But as far as coins, I mean, I bought ADA in the 30 cents, 40 cent range. I watched it go up. I took a little bit of profit, but I left it in, and now I'm just holding it because I bought a bunch of ADA back in the day. Some of it I'm going to use for things that I want to do in our project. Some of it I might do in some of the NFT gaming or other areas, but I'm just holding on to it at the moment. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of trades I've been taking. Just hodling at the moment, watching it go up, and then setting my own price timelines to make sure I jump out whenever I think it's a good time for me.
Yeah, and Andrea said something about Doge too. Yeah, I've had that bag of Doge since 3 years. I think I got it at 7 cents It's been a long time. It's in my ledger, but it was nice to see that run up as well. Dogecoin. What about you, Dave Digital?
I don't really hold a bunch of bags. Obviously, I have Pepe. Everybody knows I have a nice, or to me, what's a nice bag of Pepe. But as far as everything else, I'm just taking some low leverage longs on some plays that I think are going to do well. I took one on X, just straight up X USD, on Myro, on Ondo, on TIA, on NEAR, on W, and on NOT. I like DGen. I like what was the other one? There was another. I like Drift. It's kind of crazy. It's up 21% today. Drift is. So I'm looking at that one. I'm looking at DGen, and I'm looking still at GOAT. See if I can get away with that. But I haven't gone into those.
Drift has had a nice run up over the last month.
Yeah, Drift is pretty fire.
What about you, Jimmy Jim? Altcoins. What's been the good ones for you that's pumped these last 2 weeks or so?
Probably Render. I mean, Render had a nice little boost. And I'm just sitting here flipping through. Of course, I jumped on, Doge and Pepe and some Bonk right before the election. Still hanging on to it. I still think it's got a little room to go. And then I actually bought, 6,000 or 7,000 of Polygon. What else did I get? I improved some positions on Illuvium and SEI. That's another one that ran up pretty good.
Yeah, SEI and SUI, both those had some nice runs.
Yeah. Something else. What else did I get? And then of course Gala had a decent move, so that made a big dent. I say dent. I mean that just added to the bottom line quite a bit, but it's back down a little bit. I guess
Aaron
that's
does
about it.
things on the stage.
Oh, I know what it was. ICP. I added some more ICP
Okay.
to the
Yeah.
back. That's what it was.
Yeah. I hope ICP and NEAR do what they're supposed to do. That'd be nice.
What are you guys' thoughts on ICP? Do you feel good about that project?
I think AI is going to do very well. I think ICP wants to put out a program that's going to make everybody a developer. So if you have a use case for the coin, you can use ICP to create the coin for you. I think that's going to be big for them. And
I just hate who they've played ball with, like Ben and Sam, and
yeah, and those are business decisions that came back to bite them in the butt, right? So, they're gonna have to live with that. But other than that, I love ICP. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it'll move good for sure. Myself.
Yeah.
That's why I bought more.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got DDT in the house. What's going on, Darren?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, just chilling. Not really too much of a busy weekend for me. Yeah, so just let me know when you want me to hop in and do some things.
Yeah, man.
Take it
Bring up
easy,
your
man.
chart. Let's get into some charts, and we
I
also,
can look
we also want to go into after the charts. We're going to go into some crypto events that's coming up. We'll be talking about that as well. So, but yeah, let's hit some charts, man.
Let me just present share screen. Share screen. Just do it this way. Is that shared? I don't know how. I've kind of
I'll
tried
share it.
to.
Share it.
Yeah, I've tried to
Somebody
get all the. So yeah, just basically, obviously, another bullish week. Kind of, if you're looking at the candle formations, and this is more of a strip down chart. But yeah, so not really too much. Obviously, bullish price action. It barely bounced. So obviously the previous week it just bumped. From what I know of price action, you call this a bump and run. There's like very little wick below. So obviously quite a bullish week. And probably, yeah, this is just my strip down chart of Binance. So I'll hop on the other one with other things that I was looking at. But for now, on the 4 hour, basically, yeah, Bitcoin, it's still ranging. So let me just take the indicators off. So we've got two ranges here. So there's an upper range here where it's playing around, and then obviously a lower range just below it. So there. So basically now what it's done, where Bitcoin dropped now, it's basically bounced on the crossover of a value area high and a value area low, kind of macro wise. Sorry, let me just make that bigger. So yeah, we're basically just waiting now for the weekly close, but for the most part, it's been range based since Friday, since like 91.5. So it's just been playing in this kind of top range here. Not really seeing too much really. I don't know how busy this other chart is, but yeah, it's got the same ranges on. It's just my Binance chart's a bit neater. But yeah, stuck in the range. For now, kind of obviously upside targets. I think obviously 100k is the psychological level that we still will probably get to sooner rather than later. And then there's just a level around 84k, which is probably, I think as well, there's too many, based on a lot of TA channels and stuff that I'm watching. I think everyone's watching for this level.
Did I just see you click off that EMA ribbon?
Yeah, that's just.
Is that something? Is that the one you coded?
No. It's my own coding, but basically it's Tino's. It's 5 EMAs basically. It's the 5, 13, 50 EMA with a cloud around it in purple, and then the 200 and the 800. I just like having things separate, because when you have TR main on, it's obviously too busy. I like to kind of strip things out and only have So.
And you said that's been pretty fire for you recently, huh?
Look at my object tree and look at my my indicators. I've got loads on, but I don't obviously always have all. I don't have all them on at the same time usually, but I like to kind of look at things in isolation. So certain things in isolation. I think that's that. So obviously I will look at money flow in isolation. I'll look at divergences and those type of things. So yeah, with this local golden pocket, let me just flip back up here. I'm actually happy that I'm not having tech issues today. Got the goblins sorted out.
Yeah, everything's coming crystal clear, so that's really good.
Bitcoin, obviously, if we drop this 84k to 83.6 is the key level. There are something called single prints as well, which is, it's basically like inefficiency. I don't know if they'll show. Nah, they don't like showing there on the 4 hour, but there's a whole lot of complements here in this level, kind of between. So that's kind of where, at this point, I'm looking for my next long. I was hoping just quickly hop over to the heat maps. There's liquidity above the highs, obviously, because everyone's been shorting since Friday. So obviously you can see above 92, there's 91 million. You could probably go up to the weekly, you'll find more. So that's kind of the next kind of short zones for me are above 92k. I was hoping on Friday this local high here actually would have taken out the actual high that I wanted it to take out above. So yeah, the liquidations are sitting here at the moment. So I was hoping when this move came up, wicked there, obviously give you an SFP, and then obviously you could short it down, but that never happened. Obviously, the volume wasn't enough to actually buy volume to push it through. So yeah, to the downside, looking at 84. To the upside, I'm hoping it takes. I would hope that it takes these liquidity or liquidations above But also as well, we do have pockets now below, obviously, because everyone is max long, and yeah, it's like along the farm season. So at this point, yeah.
So are we going to close bearish for the week?
Bearish cat? No. Far from it, really. It's like a clicking too quickly, but the weekly candle is good.
Yeah.
Heck, that is good.
It's a very bullish candle. So you see from the previous one, we have just a straight open in the weekly and straight up. It's no, or what I know is a bump and run, or in forex and futures and those type of things, you call it a bump and run. It just goes, and that's basically what's happened this week. Whereas you see the last week, it actually came back a bit and retraced back into, we even actually took out the previous weekly low, faked everyone out, and then ripped. So
How about the
price
3-day?
action wise, 3-day for Bitcoin.
That's a front runner, right?
Yeah. Let me just put this down. Get the money flow a bit bigger. Yeah, the 2-day. This is the worry now at the moment. Obviously, with the retrace, we've got the 2-day green dot, the 3-day flat-ish. At the moment, money flow still favors longs, but obviously you still don't want to bet the farm now at 90k, 90k on a long. So I'm trading, kind of starting to downsize my longs if I am taking them, and then obviously probably my shorts are going to be slightly more margin. But for the most part, money flow is still favoring longs. So for those that know the 1/16th, obviously we got the 2-day green dot. This 3-hour money flow is the 1/16th of that strategy. So markets FOB money flow, 3-day green dot. Basically, you can use it on any time, not any time frame, or any 1/16th kind of works. And it's something that Frankie teaches quite a bit, and a few of us use quite a bit. So at this point, you've got 3-hour money flow coming out with the 3-day, with the 2 and 3-day green dots, basically, or the 2-day green dot and the 3-day basically printing. So my prediction is probably more downside. That kind of my bias for now. Friday I was hoping for upside, but it just got stuck. So yeah. So
More
that's
locally,
Bitcoin.
what do you think? Yeah, what do you think more locally? Like, let's say 12-minute. It looks like we were getting us SFP, and maybe that SOP is SFP in.
So those that don't know, I do indicators as well. Not going to show them, but I've been kind of working on stuff in the background. This kind of just divergences. So I'll use this. If I was going to sculpt this, obviously I knew that level at 80. If we go here on this chart, I knew that level at 89, 88 because it had quite a few, had a value area high and a value area low crossover basically right on. I knew that kind of would hold for now. But then we weren't really diverging, and also as well, I'm more of a 15-minute kind of 12 and 15-minute looking for kind of a local bottom.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, with 12 and 15-minute as well, it's too red. Obviously, the thesis is you should long when money flow is red on a strong divergence and a strong bounce. But this kind of price action here as well with the vector candle, the formation, the red and green is basically, it is a reversal kind of formation based on the vectors. I don't want to spook everyone, but I can show you order flow. So this is kind of, you just see what's going on within the candles. If I zoom in, you can see this. So for a very strong reversal, you want a lot of red, like you see the red numbers here, you want a lot of red below the bodies. And also as well, I can show you a better like a better version where you'll obviously, so with order flow, you want the POC, obviously the high volume within the below the body of the candle in the wick. So like this candle here would have looked like a reversal, but it didn't give anything basically. So there's a few things I look for as well. So obviously you want the divergences, you want the money flow, and then obviously I flipped to order flow as well to kind of give me more bias or kind of a bigger insight into what's actually going on. Because obviously if everyone's shorting the bottom and you can see that obviously the price is holding, you know it's going to reverse, or kind of that's the general thesis when that happens. Yeah, locally now I think it'll probably just range between where it is now and probably 89.7, 89.8. It's just, yeah, it's not really doing much. Got to wait for Asia to come in and see what they do. Although the meme at the moment is just long every Asia Open and you'll get away with it. Sorry, it's moving over a bit. So yeah, Bitcoin, if it was going to bounce, it would bounce harder for me as well. That's the thing. It would have gone. You would have seen, in inverted commas, follow through, and it would have moved back up. But seeing it's just like you've had the stopping volume candle, and then like price is just going sideways. Just yeah, it's a no for me to kind of actually try and get into a long or look for something. Ideally, kind of when I do like to scalp or kind of get in on these lower time frame moves, you want price action to be quick and go in your favor quickly. You don't want to get into a position and wait half an hour for it to like move 0.2% or whatever. You want it to move quickly. You want it to move with you want there to be volatility and velocity for it to move and go up. So
EDT, what's one of your favorite bottom signals where you are looking to long, just for the viewers out there?
So stopping volume candles, for those that don't know what this is, so you use vector candles. So the two indicators that do that is PVSR main, also by Traders Reality, and then also TR main. So these show you tick volume, and basically what happens is tick volume, it kind of shows you velocity in the move. It shows you some things are happening very quickly and at pace. And the only kind of entities that could do that are either market makers or whales, because obviously, or bots. But no random person, no random trader is going to have a bot that's going to like literally punch like 15,000 orders or whatever in a minute, right? So yeah, so basically you get a stopping volume candle, obviously on a high volume, which I didn't actually see here. Let me just open up. So at the bottom of my screen, you can see with the stopping volume candle as well. Yeah, so obviously your red candle at the bottom of my screen, you'll see the red matches up with the red vector candle. You see the green. You can see the green has higher volumes. Obviously, they wanted to stop it there. So yeah, stopping volume candles. And then obviously I use money. You don't purely trade just based off this is a good sign. It's probably my number one sign that I use mostly for scalping. Yeah, but then obviously I do use divergences. You look for money flow. Obviously, you add a few extra confluences in, but this is kind of a first sign for me. If you know what's happening on the candlesticks, and kind of reading the kind of the very, very kind of basic, if you call it that, maybe it's me just dumbing it down. Reading candlesticks is probably like one of the number one things we should learn as traders first, before putting countless numbers of indicators and those type of things on. Price action. If you can read price action, you can read volume and candlesticks. That's probably a good edge to kind of have starting out as a trader. And then obviously you can add in all the other things to add to your confluence. But this is kind of what I learned.
You got a green dot there, and you got money flow curving up, it looks like.
It looks good now, but for me, like, it's... Yeah, 5 minutes still coming out. So yeah. So to get back to what I was saying was just the vector candles is kind of it's a key into seeing what's going to happen basically. But the thing is as well, when you see the vector candles, you'd want things to happen quicker than what they are now currently. So that's why I'm kind of not interested. So obviously Tino is the best proponent of teaching them. So from Traders Reality, but what I do as well is I've obviously learned, having used them for 2 to 3 years, you learn how they react, where you want to see them, kind of the kind of patterns of the vector candles, or kind of the formations, the different colors, kind of that precede each other or kind of go after each other. So there's a few things you learn. But yeah, dots as well. On the way that the money flow looks at the moment, I'm not really convinced that this is going to hold. At this point, if you were going to look for a long, cheeky, you'd probably wait for that to drop there, and wait for this to come over, because obviously you've got a red dot here printing, and then hopefully there you'll have your 5 minute bull div. So it didn't really price didn't really divert into this low or diverge into the low. So and also as well because we didn't get the order, or what I would take as order flow confirmations based on what was happening in the candles. It wasn't along for me. But the thing that could have been along is if you have obviously the red number there to 16, so heavy selling pressure. If this next candle was a bullish engulfing candle, that would probably also be a sign that bulls had stepped in and kind of stopped it. But because this candle didn't close above just kind of price action and candle wise, then that's why I kind of, obviously I'm on stream now, so even if I did see that, I probably wouldn't have been kind of in my exchange to kind of take a trade. So yeah, is there anything else about Bitcoin, or should I do DOT? Should I do ADA? Should I do anything that you guys want?
Billy really wants you to do DOT.
I did look at it last night. Getting a bit too degenerate with the kitchen and Frankie's crew at the moment, just literally just looking at alts and pumping out alts charts at the moment. I don't know if it was this
Frankie
one.
is super hot on DOT right now, you could tell.
Yeah, we caught the short squeeze. He's spoken about on his lives at about 387, I think. So I don't know if I should start from scratch or just look for my other chart. This is my butt chart.
You got a few there, don't you?
Sorry, I'll just quickly do a fresh chart because that chart was looking absolutely rubbish. And I don't know where my other one is. I had a spot chart. That was a perpetuals. I think this is a perpetuals chart. Yeah, perpetuals on Bybit.
Good to P, yeah.
So it broke out here, and that's obviously
Breakout retest.
Yeah, basically just the fib pool's kind of just eyed at the moment. Not the fib pool, the volume profile pool's a bit eyed at the moment. So just take that off. So at the moment, we obviously was accumulating for a while, literally from August, after the August dump, like a good 2 months, 2.5 months. And then obviously it's broken that range now. And it's probably hit this top value area high.
It's probably time to rip. Let's go. We got to rip that DOT. Come on.
Yeah, this is the thing as well. Like, DOT has a lot of development, but obviously it's not getting the traction you'd think it would get.
Like that.
It's one of the most whatever. It's got the like lots of developers, lots of projects, like all that type of stuff, but it's just not getting the traction at the moment now.
But neither did ADA for a long time, and neither did XRP, as we know. So
it basically it's had a breakout, and it broke out basically when the money was it the 2-day or 3-day money flow we saw was coming up. No, it was something. It was a money flow cross, literally it was a money flow cross. I think a 16-hour kind of just there. It was just above the POC at about 4.2, just above the POC there. And then obviously it had this 16-hour breakout, 16-hour money flow crossover, and that's obviously caused it. But was evident as well that I can't show it, but there was a short squeeze. Basically, lots of perpetuals traders were shorting it, and obviously lots of spot buying came in. So lots of spot buying came in. So that's obviously why it squeezed. At the moment, it rejected this upper range. So you can see this is this upper range value area high, value area low. Sorry, it's rejected there. Its next probable target back test should, if we look at the 4 hour, should be a 4 hour pivot somewhere that it should be coming back onto now. like
I mean,
clockwork.
still higher
It's
lows.
It's still higher lows, yeah, and it's just come back onto the 4-hour pivot, or the previous 4-hour close before the, yeah. So, or what I know is a pivot point. So,
Yeah.
it needs
And
to
you know,
hold
Mark,
there.
Mark just brought up a good point. He said that they pay YouTubers to show their project, and I think that there should be I think that projects need a way to market. I think that they should have YouTubers that are able to show their product, but I do think that there should be some kind of a shift into how tastefully it's done. Instead of, you know, hey, this coin may go up, I think the YouTubers should probably come from the point of view of talking about what's good with the project and what they're doing today and things like that, and where the benefit is and why it would help. If you wanted to get involved, how you could do that and how you could help. That's where I think it should come from, the more of an informational side rather than the current environment that we're in, where people just shill, number go up, this, you know, buy here, buy here, buy here. I think we do need to know more about the product, even if it's a paid advertisement, have it more transparent that it's paid, but also more structured. Like, hey, look, let's talk about this project a little bit more, and let's field questions and things like that. I think a project, when they pay a YouTuber, I think that the YouTuber should do a little bit for that payment. I think that they should do their own due diligence too, and they should figure out what the project is doing and why it would be beneficial to their audience, you know?
Yeah. So at the moment you've got a local range here. But also as well, sorry, with DOT, with the traction the last cycle with DOT was all about the parrot chains and the cross chain functionality, and then they had parrot chain auctions, and those were absolutely messed up, and that I think kind of took a lot of kind of interest away from DOT, because there was big messes up with the parrot chain auctions, and the project's bidding to become a parrot chain. Kind of from what I can remember, when kind of what was being spoken about when DOT started kind of getting faded, kind of last run, kind of towards its top. But obviously that's also cyclical. You get bearish news literally as something's about to top, not kind of after, really, right? So locally, DOT, yeah, if it holds. Yeah, it's got to hold the POCs. This PR. Let me take PVP off, because on the val, basically value area low of this local range, there is a daily naked point of control as well. So we have a POC here, and that's basically kind of where it needs. Yeah, it's rejected the value area high of this range. So next logical point it'll come down to is the POC, which is like 520, say 525. But also as well, it's finding support on the 4-hour pivot, which is just basically a support resistance flip as prices moved up, or resistance to support flip, sorry, as prices moved up. So that's where it's kind of literally bounced off now, for 532. Looking at money flows tapering down 1 hour. Yeah, it's coming out quite aggressively on the 1 hour. 15 minutes probably.
So is that a failed auction on the 1 hour, it looked like?
1 hour failed auction. Yeah, pretty much. You can see it went above the range. Good spot that, Dave. So a failed auction, not often spoken about, is obviously it will
It's
try
a
and
swing
find
failure power. It's a swing SFP that takes a long time, right?
Yeah. It's basically you want the coin or whatever the price action is trying to trade higher, but it kind of then doesn't, and then actually needs to find value again, or find and then obviously will drop down to this range that we're in now again, which is kind of where it had found value before it started moving up. But yeah, definitely a failed auction. You probably had a you did. Let me just check this on like the 5th. So SFP level. If you generally you want swing failure patterns in the 30-minute. Didn't really swing fail the high, but probably like yeah. But the candle formation at the top kind of is a giveaway because obviously you have a bullish candle straight into bearish engulfing. So if you're looking low time frame, even the 15-minute, 15 minutes isn't too much. But yeah, Dave, well spotted on that failed auction. And then obviously now it's got sucked back into local range. Yeah. Well, now if you're looking at any entries,
So-
obviously this either the value area low, and there is a naked daily point of control. So anything from like 490 to 5, and then obviously the POC in this range that it kind of was trading in is between say 520 to 525. So obviously those will be the next two kind of lower levels down I'll be looking at.
And if we took if it was going to continue its pattern, right? If we took a fib from the last low to the last high, the 618 is a good spot to get back in if it's going to bounce. Yeah.
If it wants to trade higher, generally the laws of the volume profile, if it obviously it's broken out of a volume profile, it's dependent on money flow based on our strategy that we use. So it was breaking out literally with money flow curving over, and I presume on the 1 hour as well, it was breaking out and then obviously top and then money flow rolled. You would want a continuous flow of money flow coming up or flattening and then obviously still turning up. So basically it did quite a big fake out. But I don't know if there's any other swing. So for the most
It's highly probable to play out that range then before it does anything else.
Yeah, this because it's got this range below that it's broken out. So between 4 and 455 basically, because now it's traded above that and it's formed a range above it, you would expect that the next possible step is to obviously it's formed an intermediate range in between the two bigger ranges. So this next range is kind of, so obviously after when it breaks out this range that sits between 490 and 550, it should be trying to find value in this. It'll be trying to find value in this range here. And what Frankie calls these is like doorway to higher prices. So once it finds that, then obviously it'll hopefully find value within this range. So between 603 and 724. But yeah, where's it's 2024 high. I think it was like $8? March. Yeah, so it's 2024 high. Its yearly high is still 12, and it's 5.3. I would expect, yeah, kind of just based on what I'm seeing, I would expect it's going to try and obviously it depends on Bitcoin, right? But for the most part, it should want to. It's not good if it goes back to this range. Basically, you want it to stay above. You want it to stay above this value area low at like 490, basically. But this is kind of the upper range that it's trading in at the moment. Targets, I would say DOT if it gets more interest, and also as well. The thing is, what a lot maybe it's been spoken about by others as well, is that these inverted commas dinosaur coins, they're all listed on like Coinbase, all listed on Robinhood and that type of thing. Like obviously if new traders or new people into crypto, they're not going to be able to trade like the degen coins on like a Dex Tools or like a Radium, or they're going to go straight and they're going to go for kind of
Let me ask you about that. Didn't Coinbase just come up with the top 50 ETF type product that it's offering to the public?
I do not know about that.
Yeah, so I think it's got the top 50 traded coins inside of it, and you could buy that product with just one click from Coinbase.
Yeah, but for the most part, DOT will always be a solid project. It's just obviously it's what gains traction and what gets traction goes. So like I was saying, I think on the first or last week's stream, it's kind of you got to follow the money basically. If everything's going into memes, why are you not going into memes, right? Obviously, you have to do it. Obviously, not financial advice, but you have to do it responsibly. So, and kind of with all the other plays, with Deepin and with AI, the same thing. Real wood assets, like you got to follow the money where the money's going, because obviously, our kind of time within the crypto bull run as such is limited. So, kind of you don't really want to have. Obviously, any money you make is good, right? But kind of you don't want to have regrets, and obviously we do. I have lots of regrets from last bull run, but the thing is obviously to not kind of make those mistakes again. Kind of, I knew last bull run there was lots of kind of things that I faded, where now I'm just like if I see an opportunity, I'm going, right? And that's the kind of the mentality we need to have. The step change I think I was speaking about to Billy, or addressing kind of maybe 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Like, so obviously memes is a big one. So I look kind of be looking at memes because that's where the money is. Be looking at real world assets. Be looking at Deepin. Be looking at AI. Those type of things, because obviously you can get. It's good. You can have solid projects like Dot where you can just, you know, it's call it a solid banker, right? You know, it's going to do numbers eventually. It's just not going to do it just yet, and it will be slow and steady. But kind of for what I'm looking for now that obviously I've got everything, got my spot portfolio and all of that kind of set, I've kind of now got to a stage where, okay, it's now deploy into kind of quicker yielding assets, or quicker yielding kind of classes or categories, to kind of just get the quick gains for spot trades, swing spot trades, right?
The fastest moving logs. That's what.
Yeah. So
fastest moving logs. Well, let's
and
get,
Billy's
see.
been.
I got Alex O down here. I know he's he's a dad now, right? So he's got some commitments here on Sunday. Let's bring him up. DDT.
As long as he
here,
doesn't
man.
tell us a bad dad joke. No bad dad
we
jokes.
expect that. We expect.
And let me welcome Alex O as I say goodbye.
What's going
to you all.
on?
You're going to take good care of the fam. Love you. Thanks for joining us.
Why
Alex.
do
Thanks,
British
bye,
people
man.
not?
Good day,
Why
Tom.
do British people not pronounce the T?
I think you
Because
told
they
us this
drank it
one.
all.
Yeah, that's it. Because they drank it all.
Hey, Alex, real quick before we get started, I watched your market cipher video the other day. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I think the
Oh,
best
thank
part
you,
of
bro.
it was the 3-day VWAP time frame when you were talking about, you know, when to use it on the 3-day, and then the
Mhm.
4 hour, the mid time frames using the momentum waves, and then the short time frames using money flow, and that has really helped me out. So I just want to personally thank you.
Well, you're welcome, man. I think, yeah, it's a great tool, and like, it's very, very widely used in the industry. So I think it's so important for like to see everybody's got their own tricks and with it. So like, I think it's very useful. Like, I think with understanding market cipher, the basic is that like you have this thing that gives you 3 oscillations, right? So you always want to follow the money, which is slow. You got your momentum waves, and then you got your VWAP. So you can use shorter term oscillations to front run longer term oscillations, and vice versa, right? So if you're like on a 3-day, you can look at posturing on a 3-day here. So look, we're about to cross down the 0 line here. Momentum is way like the 3-day momentum. Yeah, we're oversold. So that's telling me like, yeah, we're way up here, but money is still green, but VWAP is crossing over. So any reset, you can look to front run any one of these. And if you back test and you go through it here, anytime the VWAP is down below the 0 line, it starts posturing to the upside. And in an uptrend, you can see that these are all typically good buy zones, right? Bang, 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 bang. It's like clockwork, right? So I mean, there's many ways to use market cipher, but because so many people use it, you got to find out what works for you, and timeframes is very specific. Like right now, I think the 1 hour momentum waves are the juiciest right now because of this up only. You're not getting a lot of signals. So if you're looking at trigger waves on the 1 hour, if you start to see a trigger wave forming on the 1 hour, you can guarantee you're looking for a pop back up. Okay, so that's why I got long just now on the Sunday pump. Hopefully this thing continues to go, but the 1 hour seems to be respecting all throughout here, and you're getting these pop off. So like, even when we get these corrective moves, which is just, you know, liquidating guys like me who like to trade intraday, right? This is coming back, not letting those people swing long this thing. That's exactly what's happening right now. So in my opinion, it's probably coming down to here, but easy bounce off the golden pocket right now into a giant order block down below here. Easy long trade. Just now I've secured like some nice profits on this, but in this market, it's not easy. But one thing I do suggest is like every new trader is like, you really have to lower your leverage or your margin, either one, because you're getting like intraday, you're getting a 3%, 4% move. Like ask any trader who traded through the bear market. You were begging for like a 0.5% move. Like it was like, you know, wishful thinking back then, like when we were trading sub 25. And if you look at what a 0.5% move is in this market right now, and you look at the daily time frame, it's like if you can pick this out, you can pick it out in just a regular candle, which is absolutely insanity, right? So the volatility, I think, is getting a lot of new traders wrecked right now. But you can see this came into our golden pocket. There's also an order block down below in here, as you can see as well. So I've been looking at this area for a buy level all evening. I just been chilling. I'm like, okay, they're coming down to wreck, you know, some late longs. You know, people longing to think, you know, Sunday pump, we're gonna get the same thing that happened last weekend. And I mean, last weekend, right? We it was incredible, right? So we closed here on Friday, right? And look what happened in all the way into here, right? Like we got some of the biggest. I think it was the biggest daily candle we've ever seen in Bitcoin. I think it was
11%, I think 11 or 12%.
Yeah, the biggest daily. Yeah, insane. Yeah.
Or maybe it was weekly.
8,000.
12%.
It was
was that
$8,300 or something like that for a day, and it's the biggest daily candle we've ever seen. But I mean, what happened, in my opinion, is the FOMO got created by, you know, over the weekend, and then everybody's like, oh my god, Bitcoin's going up and institutional money can't get in, right, until Monday. So guess what? Come Monday, after seeing it pump Saturday and Sunday up 7%, they're like, shit, man, I better get some Bitcoin, man. And
on Monday,
you know,
and Tuesday
Monday
as well, there was about 11,000 Bitcoin bought by the ETFs. There was 2,400 on Monday and about 9,500, give or take, Bitcoin bought by the ETFs on Tuesday. So that obviously, you can only see it post the fact normally, but generally spot will drive the market. But obviously, spot volumes are a lot higher now. That obviously there's interest for Bitcoin. But then what usually used to happen is you get a thing called backwardation versus contango, where either spot is driving the price rally or perpetuals is driving the price rally. Usually pre the ETF, leverage was always the driver of the market. Very rarely spot would come in, so very rarely you would get contango where spot was actually driving, but now spot is driving. On my charts, I don't know if you saw at the bottom, I've got a
let's see. No, because it's true, right? Like, I mean, it's a whole different ball game, which is important to note. What Darren's talking about, man.
Well, yeah, when the Coinbase app goes from number 400 to number 10, you know, there's a lot of retail coming in, man. You know?
Also,
shared it,
are you seeing anything on CVD with this downtrend as well, Darren? That's also what I wanted to ask you, because I know you're good with your CVD.
Yeah, CVD.
Can you see absorption coming in or no?
So this is just basically a indicator I coded, but sorry, I just need to flip back up and open here. So this is either a spot CVD or a perpetual CVD, so you can flip between the both. So Binance, spot CVD or Binance, but then what is it on? You can't show both, unfortunately, but it's just to flip between the both. You can just see all the green basically from obviously the election day. Look, you see more green, and this is basically spot buying, essentially more green than red, right? And obviously the longs will back that up, and the longs will come in behind it to obviously push the price higher, because obviously not everyone will buy spot or have like $1 million just to buy a spot position and hold as a swing trade, because obviously Bitcoin, your law of averages is you're going to earn less, obviously, because it's a higher valued asset. So obviously everyone jumps in on leverage 100x, and they start obviously kind of getting behind the spot price and kind of tailing on it. But yeah, this clearly spot CVD is like literally just up.
Yeah,
Alex, so you were asking about CVD and the downtrend from
just now, like 4 hour time frame ish. Are we?
Sorry,
we have absorption. I have another
So
trader in my Discord who does CBD, so I'm like anti CBD. I'm like, just help me.
So at the moment, you are getting a higher low on price, give or take. With CVD kind of flat or kind of rolling over. So yeah, you are getting some bullish absorption, specifically across the last kind of since the dip. So you can just see there, obviously stretched across. I don't know how this is coming up on my screen, but I don't know what you can see. Yeah, so the white line is the CVD with the blue.
Okay.
So that's making a lower high, and your price is making a higher high. So
Price is
basically,
making a
that's a
higher high, yeah.
hidden bearish. So if you're looking at it just based on CVD, it's a hidden bullish divergence. But that's also known as bullish absorption. So
Love
yeah,
it.
it definitely is some now, and also as well, if you're just looking in the candles, you could see obviously lots of longs have come in.
Yeah, I'm
More green delta than red delta, so you can see longs and now stepping in. And I was saying I was looking at this trade as well, obviously as a level. When I was looking at it, I was just looking at it at the crossover of the two value areas that I had at 88.8. So that's where it bounced. Kind of when I flipped over onto order flow when looking at it, I didn't have order flow or CVD confirmations at that time just to take. I generally just won't blindly long a level. I know there was a local golden pocket and those type of things, but for the most part, I kind of didn't see what I wanted to see. And also as well, when I see something, I want it to move. It's kind of, you'll probably hear me say it a million times. I want volatility, I want veracity, I want velocity. I want this thing to hit the level and I want it to go. I don't want to kind of, but yeah.
you sit in it. Yeah, that makes
This
sense.
now is showing bullish absorption, and yeah, obviously you can see within the order flow, you can see a lot more green delta at the top of the candle. So obviously longs are coming in, and obviously as
95,
well,
here
if
we
you were
go.
looking at this, if you longed it there, your VWAP is the next 90,000,
Resistance.
90. Yeah, no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
your next kind of level,
9,300.
TV
Yeah.
level as well. But yeah, there is bullish absorption to answer your question.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Should I unshare? I don't know.
That's
what-
amazing.
what
That's the
plans
exact
are.
same trade that Billy and I were looking at before the stream. That if it didn't hold that first level, then it was going to take and bounce right off of that 786 there. And
And this-
unfortunately, I didn't get in, but we were talking about it.
I
This
longed
is
it as soon as I seen the engulfing candle on the 1 minute. Like I had the level, I saw the bounce, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
what
I
was
saw it
looking at
bounce.
live.
I just
That's why
wasn't- I wasn't active.
Is there anything you want me to share? Is Alex do you want to share something, Alex? I don't have really anything unless anyone wants to request anything or.
Yeah, while we're getting into a little lull here, I do want to invite Mike up, Retro Mike Tech. If you have the availability, the link's in the chat. We would like for you to come up and tell us a little bit more about that cast that you were handing at. So just put
And
that
I
out
gotta-
there while we're
I gotta
about to
go
get
with
into the next
family,
step.
So I always try to pop on and I share it out to my Discord and all that stuff and try to get you guys supported. So
We love you, man.
We
Thanks.
appreciate that a lot.
of course, guys, you know I'm always here. Anything you need, let me know. You guys have a good evening. Thanks looking at that DDT, and you guys have a good evening. Take care.
Mad love.
Thanks, man.
Otter gang gang.
Thanks, brother.
Gang, gang.
Love you, man. No, this is fire. DDT, we're going to get into some other things here. We're not 100% trading like Frankie
Yeah,
and
That's
Lifer and
kind of
all
what I
those
was
guys,
getting
but-
at as well.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever you
But we
guys are.
appreciate you. You can feel free to stay up or pop down, whatever you want to do, man. You're part of the family.
I'll
so.
probably turn off my camera because I want to have a drink.
There you go, man.
Gotta eat.
There you go.
But yeah, I'll stay on. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So I know, Redman, you had a couple articles that you wanted to discuss a little bit, and then we'll wrap up with hitting the crypto event calendar coming up.
Yeah, so it was crazy. I didn't find this myself. My wife sent it to me. She thought it was because we have a little history with the contents in this article, and this is actually from the United States Attorney General. It says 18 individuals and entities charged in international operation targeting widespread fraud and manipulation in the cryptocurrency market. And the reason why she showed it to me is because when Saitama, the coin, came devs and all the team came here to Las Vegas. They held a party at a nightclub, and we were able to get tickets, and we went. We went thinking, oh, we can meet some crypto people and have fun and have a good time. Well, it turns out it was just a big hoo-ha for Saitama, and they didn't really care about who came, and we spent a bunch of money and didn't really get anything out of it. They were just having a big hoorah there, and that was it. So when I found this article, I was not surprised at all. It says 4 defendants have pleaded guilty. Another defendant has agreed to plead guilty. The authorities apprehended 3 other individuals in Texas, United Kingdom, and Portugal this week. More than 25 million in cryptocurrency has been seized, and multiple trading bots responsible for millions of dollars worth of wash trades for approximately 60 different cryptocurrencies that have been deactivated. So in the article, if you guys want to Google this, in the article it gives you a form to fill out if you purchased any of these cryptocurrencies, you've been a part of the ecosystem. They're trying to find as much information they can. These people have been manipulating the markets the last couple of days. And this is the type of regulatory stuff that we want to see. We don't want people manipulating the markets. We don't want people making easy money off of retail and then running for the hills. So I was happy to see this today. There's more in the article. Obviously, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I actually did find out, because I didn't know what wash trading meant. Wash trading means it's an illegal type of trading in which a broker and a trader collude to make profits by feeding misleading information to the market. It says high-frequency trading firms and cryptocurrency exchanges may use wash trading to manipulate prices. The IRS bars taxpayers from deducting losses that result from wash trades from their taxable income. So that was something new that I had learned today as far as manipulation comes, because we're getting rid of, hopefully we're getting rid of Gary Gensler. Hopefully he is on the way out. That is one of my big things. I want to see Gary go, and I want to see him go because he's been a part of this. This has all happened under his watch. So he's just as much guilty as these other guys are. And we need to get some new people in, and I'm not going to get too political. I'm just going to say regulatory stuff is not always bad. Sometimes it's good. And in this situation itself, it is good. And I can give you more on this, Billy, if you'd like. But I challenge you guys, go find this article, read it. It's good stuff.
Well, so the Fed or the SEC has 3 principal pillars that it doesn't matter what, if you're a Republican or Democrat, throughout the years, the pillars have never changed. What happens is what they choose to enforce based on the administration changes. So investor protection is one of their pillars. Fair markets is the second pillar, and capital formation is the third pillar. So that's why the SEC exists, is those 3 pillars. Okay, so administration by administration gets to, and the chairman gets to choose the direction. Which one of those pillars are you going to focus on? And as we know, Gary's been focusing and using as the excuse investor protection, right? So how about capital formation? So capital formation is taking a new industry like the crypto industry that is finance based, and seeing what we can do to inspire and encourage growth in this new market segment. So I'm looking forward personally to a focus on capital formation, although we do need all 3 pillars. So, when we go back to Trump, he was not for Bitcoin in his first 4 years or crypto. So, and Biden wasn't either. So neither one of those 2 guys really did anything for crypto, right? So now Trump seems to be more crypto friendly. We'll be able to tell that in truth once we see which sector, which pillar they focus on. So if they start focusing on capital formation, that'd be really great. With that said, we still in this space need a ton of investor protections, right? It's still loose. It can't exist in this current format. There's just too much scamming going on, right? So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting to watch this unfold in our lifetimes here. I mean, if you step back and think about we're living in a time, I mean, my whole lifetime, just watch from no internet to internet everywhere, from no crypto to crypto, right? This is just crazy. From no AI, no real AI in a user's hands, to AI that can take your email, spit it out, correct all the mistakes, and it be clean. So it's very, like, I'm happy to be alive, man. This is some really good stuff happening, and why we're walking on the planet. And I'm just happy to be a part of it and contribute in a small little way to help it during these formidable years. So it's exciting, Red. That's good to know that there is some attention being set to, hey man, you just can't get away with anything. Do whatever the hell you want in this space. There's going to be consequences. So that's good to see, man.
Yeah, when projects amass $30 million, that's no small feat, right? They amass, 30 million, 40 million, and then they just rug out of nowhere for no reason at all. That right there is a pump and dump, and that should be illegal. And all those people they stole money from, I think back to FTX. I think FTX kind of got the ball rolling. It was already rolling before that, but FTX kind of set it all in motion. He stole from normal, average, everyday people who are trying to make an honest living in trading and cryptocurrency. And he bankrupted a lot of people. And look, he goes to jail. But is any of that money getting paid back? I mean, I'm sure eventually it will, like the Mt. Gox people, and they're getting paid back. Celsius people, they're getting paid back. But it's a fraction of what they actually had on the exchange. So it's like we do need regulation, but we need regulation in the right direction and not this total lockdown, policing, freezing assets, all that other stuff. I don't know. I love decentralization, but it also breeds a lot of other bad things with it too. And I'd like to see a little more regulation in this space. But that's just me.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. So.
What do you think, Jimmy? I see you're here.
I see you just
From
finished
what?
dinner. What do you think? I see you just
I'm
finished
here.
your dinner over there.
Very woke in my bacon practice.
I love all bacon.
That's
Oh,
right.
the girlfriend came in here and dropped me a basket of bacon chips. She's making roast with the potatoes and carrots. So she needed bacon fat. So I said, bring me all the bacon when you're done. It was delicious.
Nice.
It sounded delicious. So, what do you guys think about the fight last night?
Oh, dude.
Crap.
Yeah, I wanted Tyson to win so bad, but that wasn't going to happen.
No, I didn't think he was that old, but obviously he is
Talking about
old.
UFC, or are you talking about Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, was it last night? Yeah,
No, the night before. But
That was
yeah.
Friday.
night before. Yeah, Friday night. The Logan Paul or the Jake Paul fight and the Mike Tyson fight.
I canceled my Netflix.
That was horrible the way that they blew up or the
It
stream
was a
stuff.
terrible display. And
guy's
they had
Years old.
extra
come on.
time to prepare. I mean, the fight got
Yeah.
delayed, 6 months? Y'all had 6 months to spool up more servers.
What did you guys think before the fight? Did you think Mike had a chance before the fight, or before the fight did you think that he was too old?
I thought he had a chance right up until he showed up in Ashless Chaps.
I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a Mike Tyson uppercut. I mean, even 58 years old, he looks like he still knocks some people out. But does he have the wind to keep up with a 27-year-old? No, that was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. That poor old Mike Tyson got whooped because he just didn't have it in him anymore, and he fought
No.
somebody much better than him. And it wasn't
Yeah.
fair.
I agree with you. It depends on how you look at fair. I was talking to Billy before the stream, and if Jake, look, and I haven't heard this, and maybe it's not the way, but in the perfect world, Jake would have looked at Mike. Mike might have had some financial problems, and he might have looked at Mike as a hero and saw this as an opportunity to set Mike up for the rest of his life, financially, in a way that everybody would love it. Because you didn't pay anything really on Netflix, right? You just got it on, if you had a subscription, you just got it. So, and Mike made $20 million. And I think he was respectful to Mike. I think he probably could have lit him up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything could have happened.
who's
there.
going to fight next? Wolford
Well-
Brimley, the AR.
No, I think Jimmy Carter. I think it's Jimmy Carter, right?
It's like it's like the fight last night with John Bones Jones, and Stipe. Stipe, obviously older fighter, wasn't in shape, and he didn't last very long. Not more than 2 rounds. I think he went two rounds with John Bones, and that was it.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, we went to a watch party. Checked it out. It was pretty good.
Somebody said that guy's the best fighter ever, right?
He's pound for pound the best fighter in the UFC. John Bones Jones is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carter
He's
and
like
Biden.
It was
20
Dana White that said that.
He's 27-1.
We have the best
Wow.
chat, man. It's these guys. Carter and Biden next. Mark, Dutchy says. So, Rusty, I tell you, as soon as we get into a point where we can add emojis, the first emoji I am adding is going to be a WD-40 can emoji for Rusty, because we can't have him rusting up in our chat. We got to keep him nice and lube. Make sure that Rusty bot doesn't get all.
Whoa, be careful
Well,
saying that.
I'm sure Mark wants to stay
You
nice
knock
and
at the
lube too.
door, and P. Diddy going to be on the other side.
Mhm.
With 50,000 bottles of baby oil.
Rusty's like, yeah.
Somebody say lube.
We call that liquidity.
No, seriously, as soon as we can add emojis, that's going to be like the one I add first. I've been asking all these guys to add a WD-40 can emoji for Rusty so he doesn't freeze up on us, and they just don't do it. So we'll do it. Let's check out this crypto event calendar. Let me downsize just a little bit so you can see it better. But there is just a ton of events. Now, what do we bring this up for? Because all of us go to crypto events. We've found the value in going to the crypto events because you get to meet your chat friends in real life. And I've met some at Wick and Wifey met you there, of course. And of course, the whole Billy Go Tails team, Dave Digital, Biomax, Redman, Polio, all of us, and all the other influencers that are out there, content creators that are out there. It's a great way to stay plugged in. Some of them can be expensive. Hey, man, you can't go to all of them. But if the ones you can afford, it's pretty cool. Now, some reason when I try to expand,
And they
this,
say, I've heard several times from several different people, if you can afford to travel to the place, wherever that may be, maybe it's in your city or maybe it's just a couple hours away and you can afford to travel, then I heard that you don't even really need a ticket to be involved due to all the events that happen outside of the event. So it's not necessary all the time to buy the really high ticket or high dollar ticket, if you can't afford it, but you can still get into a lot of events for no cost just by being in the same place at the same time if you can afford the travel.
absolutely, and we'll help any way we can with our community too. We sometimes find a way. We buy tickets for ourselves, and we find a way the gold nuggets pop up in our path, and we get extra tickets. So, but I know this is a little tough to see, but this is day after day. Tomorrow, look at all of these local events, and then the next day on the 19th, and you have Aptos, and you have different projects that are having events. And so going to Coin Market Cap, checking out events, there's all kinds of event calendars. And of course, they'll also show the big ones like the Rare Evo and Bitcoin and all of the main events as well. What I like about this page is you also have airdrops, tokenomic, everything on here is right here on coinmarketcap.com/events. So check it out, stay plugged in, because I know when I was not on the content creation side, but I was like, how these guys, I didn't even know about this event coming up. And now everybody's going, I just heard about it. Because a lot of times you have to do some planning, right? You got to get airline tickets, or you got to figure out how you're going to drive there. You have to buy the ticket, where you're going to stay at. So a lot of times there's planning involved with these events. And so one good way to stay up with that is the crypto event calendar right here on Coin Market Cap, just /events. It's pretty handy. The next show that we're going to, of course, we have Bitcoin tickets. A lot of us have Bitcoin tickets, which I believe is in April, right? So that's going to be May, and that's out in Vegas. So that's going to be a lot of fun to go out and see everyone. I think that will be my 21, 22, 23, 24, it'll be 25. That'd be my 5th Bitcoin conference. So that's really cool. Starting to become an old dog and going to these conferences. And I remember the first one, I was so lost, didn't know anybody. It was different than the ones that we've been going to, and meeting everybody and having fun and getting the after party tickets so easily and stuff. That first year wasn't like that at all. So it's a great time.
Yeah, man, I think the events are amazing. I think that's, if you can get at least to one event a year, I would find a way. You can't put I know there's a price for the ticket, but really, whenever you get into it and you start to feel the energy and talk to the people, you can't really put a price on that. Especially, I mean, the connections that you make, the experience that you have, it's pretty cool being at the event.
I would definitely say if you're going to do one, do Bitcoin or Consensus if you've never been.
Yeah, Consensus was cool. I haven't been to Bitcoin yet, but I hope to get there this year in Vegas. I think that's going to be amazing.
Meeting the devs, you get a feel for them and where they're going, and meeting the people that you're in the community with, especially all you guys on YouTube. You guys talk to each other every day. It's nice when you actually put a face to the name and get to sit down and talk with people and find out how much more awesome they are in real life. So that was the truth for me when we went to Bitcoin. Was getting to meet Doc Bill and some other people that I've talked to for a while. I just never got to meet them face to face. So
yeah, I fell in love with Loudmouth and his brand, Loudmouth and his brand. Just the way that he loves everything that he does, and he's a family guy, and everybody loves him, and he's the same in and out, and he's not a drinker, yet he's at every event. Man, I just fell in love with that dude.
That guy has a lot of energy for his age, and he's a good dude. And he what I liked about Loudmouth was, and when we were over in Sid City studio, just he and I talking, I don't know, a year or so ago, he told me his Genesis story and how he made so many mistakes coming into this on the content created side, coming into this crypto space on the content creator side, how he teamed up with wrong projects, wrong people, and it really damaged his brand, and that he learned from it. And he had to then go through that ring of fire for months and months and months, recreating his, reestablishing himself. And he said, man, I made so many mistakes, got around so many bad projects and people that just had the wrong interest in their heart. And so it was so refreshing to hear that, right? It was like, yeah, man, I already like this dude. Now we're talking some real life stuff here. And from there, we just formed a better and better relationship. But he is the party goer, right? He's the guy that keeps the party going. He's the guy at late night when the parties, you could tell people are exiting, it's thinning out. There's Loudmouth still just going at it, man. It's still dancing,
And
having
humble.
fun.
He's humble, and he'll take a picture with you. You know, he took a picture with me. I'm just a normal guy, you know, but he'll meet you, shake your hand, take a picture with you, smile with you, and then he's gone. Like a flash in the pan, he's gone.
Yeah,
So
he knows how to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, I respect his brand. I respect his work ethic. I respect his family, like the family side. He's a cool dude, and you can tell by a cool dude not just because he looks cool, but by the cool people that come around him and respect him. And I mean, so hats off to our mascot, you know, or the crypto's mascot, because that's him.
Yeah, he's one of them for sure. He's a good dude. We're gonna bring him on. We'll get him on sometime. He's more than willing to come on X-Space. And I know all you know in the chat, but our X-Spaces are Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on X, and that's really our genesis for the whole content creation. Just a little update on our NFT project. Wow, you guys are going to be blown away by this book. It is a book that I would absolutely buy if it wasn't mine, because of the stories in there, because of the topics in there. More than crypto, it's about life, it's about business, it's about personal development. It's how you sharpen your own personal saw and get better and better and better at life, at being a businessman, at being a dad, at being a brother, being a son, being a sister, being a daughter, being a wife. So what's in this book is just pure fire. And I would buy it because I like to read business books and personal development books. So I'm a little biased in that regard. But when I got into it and started reading it, the way that the whole team, and it's taken everybody to work on this thing. We have just teams of people, not just our team here at Billy Goat Tales, but behind the scene, our devs. We have 3 separate devs with the NFT side, with the book reader side. But our mint's going to be December 15th. It's going to be the first 30 chapters of our X Space. That's right. We took 30 Audible chapters of X, and we converted it to words and put it in a book, a business book, a crypto book that you're going to be able to mint. And so we sent out the speaker passes. If you came up, we had 170 speakers on stage. They all are going to be in the book. It's something that you can put on your shelf eventually. Right now it's NFT, so it's going to open on your laptop. You're going to swipe the pages just like a Kindle book or something like that. You're going to be able to read it on the digital side, but we are also eventually going to make this a real hard copy book at some point in time as well. So that's on December 15th. We hope you guys get in there. The speaker passes were sent out. If you came up and you spoke, you got a speaker pass, which is going to give you a discount when we go to mint. So between now and December 15th, we're going to be ramping up just to plug everybody into, okay, hey, the Billy Goat Tales Mint's coming up. How do you do that again? What do you got to do again? Where do you go? How does it work? We're going to start going through some of that stuff with each space and here on YouTube as well, because we want to make sure that you get yourself a copy of it, because guys, we didn't make a lot of these. We just made it really small project. The whole project's paid for. We don't want to dime to anybody. So we don't need to sell. We could sell zero, right? It's paid for. It's good. But it's not about for us making money. It's about giving it back to the community. The community made this book. It's a crowdsourced book. It's about giving it back to the community as inexpensively as possible. With the movement in ADA, it was going to be 50 ADA for the NFT if you had a speaker pass, 60 ADA if you didn't have a speaker pass. However, we're watching this because when we set that price, ADA was like at, what was it, 30 cents, 28 cents? So we are going to watch it. We're going to be fair. It's not about making money for us. It's about making it affordable for you and putting it in your hands so you can enjoy it. So that's coming up on December 15th. And our next X Space, which is Tuesday, we are going to be talking with Brandon at Option Trading. So, hey, this guy is the real deal with option trading. So He's also a crypto guy, but he's really focused his whole program on options and trading options. He has a whole learning series. He has a whole product that like an investment group that you can get into as well if you wanted to. So that is going to be, I think, a fire space, because I used to trade options way back in the 80s. Back in the day, I used to trade options. That's a totally different way to do it, because we did it over the phone. There was no internet, Dutchy. There was no internet. But it'd be nice to sharpen my saw and learn again on this new age with how to do it right. So I'm looking forward to that space. That's going to be a fire space on Tuesday. I see Darren still hanging around. Guys, what else? You got anything else, or are we going to start backing out here?
Yeah, for me, I am excited about the space coming up because I really don't know a lot about options, but I have heard a lot of people say that the wealthiest people in trading trade options, and they know what's going to happen, farther out. So it'll be good to have somebody that knows about that I can get to understand a little bit better, because that's what they say. And even Alex has been talking about inverse perpetuals and things like that. These are all different facets of trading that I have no clue about. So I think that'll be pretty cool to see.
Yeah. No, so with the ETFs, it just brings on a whole new segment and a whole new sector of what we're going to be able to do in trading these financial products. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not something that I focused on in the crypto space, but it's something I've been interested in. So I think this guy's going to connect all the dots for us, and I think it'll be a fire space for everybody. We are going to also focus on a lot more personal development stuff too on the X Spaces, which is how we got started, our 10 cornerstones, the Giver's Gain pathway. So that was very successful. We want to get some of these other crypto folks, like when Charles came in. When he came in, we were talking about emotional intelligence and what it means and how to think about that in your business life and in your trading life and your crypto life. And it was just a fire space. Of course, we talked about honor. We talked about rarity. We talked about community. We talked about persistence, and we talked about taking action, building good habits, your own rarity, the principle of love in business and in all that we do. And these things are more not just crypto focused, but they are life focused. So if we can help you sharpen the saw in life too, that's what we want to do. Just do the right thing. Alexandra G, thank you so much for doing what you do. You're just a blessing. Thank you, Andrea, Andy. Thank you, Joe. Good to see you in here. Just going through the chat. We have TRD Farmer, K Diggs in the house. Good to see you, K Dig. Of course, Dutchy's in here. Jesse, good to see you. Buck's in here. Good to see you, Buck. Thank you for stopping in. And of course, the man, Wick 589, the XRP guru. It was great. I was thinking about two people when XRP pumped. I was thinking about Wick, and I was thinking about Crypto Anon, Kryptonon. Those are my two XRP just gurus. They never gave up on XRP. Rusty Bot, good to see you, Joe. Good to see you. Who else we have? Dark Crash. We got the water man himself. Good to see you, Dark Crash. Appreciate your little water emoji, man. Who else we have in here? We have Jay Violet. Of course, Alex O. Always thank you for coming up. DDT, thank you for coming up. You guys make the show special. We appreciate you. All of you guys. We have 127 concurrent viewers right now, which is between X and here on YouTube. So we appreciate all you guys. What else do we got, guys? Old man Billy getting a little tired here. So if you guys got anything else, we'll be happy to talk about it. Otherwise, we'll be cutting the stream and getting some other stuff done before I go night-night.
I don't have anything.
Don't forget to like and share the show. Please get this out to your friends. everybody needs to hear the message we're trying to get out, and hopefully, we can reach more people on more platforms. But for right now, it's X and YouTube, right? We can't use TikTok, so we're gonna rely on you guys to like and share the stream, and we need you to help us out a little bit. But Jimmy, I'll send it back over to you.
You're muted, Jim.
Now you're not talking.
It's
How about now?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my internet went out.
It's in and
I had to
out.
restart everything.
There we go.
All right.
No, I mean, I got the second floor of the build done during the stream.
We do have
Tune
a
in
couple.
next week to see the finished product.
We do have a couple cool guests lined up for YouTube, though. That Jimmy got one of them on the hook, so I think it'll be really great for our audience. So, yeah, there you go.
Was that a gingerbread house?
Wow. Look at the detail in that thing.
Try to get in a better spot. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the second story. And these are all modular. They just pop off. And there's details on the insides of them. They're awesome.
Nice. What is that gonna be? Is it a city or a star?
No, it's just they're single buildings. They're,
Oh, it's a building.
that. It'll be that when it's done.
3-story shop right there.
But yeah, all the modulars are like that. I mean, that's what's going on up over there. All of those on that
FDY
shelf.
made it. Cool, man.
This is an old one too. This one I was contemplating not building just because it was new, sealed in the box, and I mean, I forget what year this one was made. I want to say it was like in maybe 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. So it's worth a
Nice.
lot in the box and sealed. I mean, I think it was a $250 set when it came out, and I mean, easily
Dang.
get 500 up for it now.
That's not your grandma's
That's
Legos anymore.
No, and their prices are getting stupid. I mean, there's a lot of the Lego communities up in arms with the number of price increases they have, and there's people out there running ratios of cost per brick, and that's up dramatically. Cost a lot more sets with a lot less pieces. Unless
Whenever
you
y'all
wanna
get
drop-
up in arms, do you make the arms with Legos?
Yeah, we have to do one of these. One of those guys, yeah, up in
Yeah.
arms. But it's fun. It's therapeutic for me.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Well, everyone.
Darren, anything from you?
Yeah.
There you go.
He unmuted. We saw that. Can't hear you though, Darren, if you're saying something.
He's
Darren,
been in the
thanks for
chat.
the
Yeah,
All right,
thanks for the TA, and I'll see you in Frankie's chat here in just a second.
We'll see you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah.